Are we still alive or we are dead? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Hare Ram. Ram. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Later on, after God, one second. Okay, I come to okay. Hare Krishna. Jai Rama Kunjari Hari. Jai Rama Kunjari Hari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridharadhari. Yashodanandanam Raja Janarandana. Yashodanandanam Raja Janarandana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira माता जी को
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yeah, I would leave. Sorry. The technicalities. Yes, it's a little wobbly, but it's fine. I was going to say wonderful afternoon with the sun shining, but it looks like it's going to be an overcast and it's cloudy. So, very, very glad to see the smiling faces in the room. I welcome you all on behalf of Dublin Iskcon Dublin, and I am going to deliver a talk on chapter 2. But before that, I would like this session to begin with a Vaishnav bhajan. And I would, Abhishek Prabhu has shared a link. Yes, in the Iskcon Dublin group. So we can all start. If we can open that link, and we will try to sing a beautiful bhajan written by a very revered and exalted devotee of the Lord, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And the bhajan name is E Mono Durmati. Am I audible? Yeah? Okay. Even I have to. Yes. So I'm very grateful that we could all be here, hearing and listening to the pastimes of the Lord, about the Lord. We'll just go through the prayer. We'll recite the prayer, and then we'll quickly read the meaning of each verse. It won't take much time, and then we'll progress with the lecture. Start. Okay. এমনো দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছি আমি এমনো দুর্মতি এমনো দুর্মতি সংসার ভিতরে পড়িয়া আছি আমি तब निज जान कौन महाजने तब निज जान कौन महाजने পাঠাইয়া দিলে তুমি পাঠাইয়া দিলে তুমি দয়া করি মোরে পতিত দেখিয়া কইলো আমারে গিয়া দয়া করি মোরে পতিত দেখিয়া কইলো আমার গিয়া ওহে দিনা জান শুনো ভালো কথা দিনা জান শুনো ভালো কথা ওহে দিনা জান শুনো ভালো কথা দিনা জান শুনো উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া উল্লাসিত হবে হিয়া তোমারে তারিতে Shri Krishna Chaitanya Navadvipe Avatara Maritari Te Shri Krishna Chaitanya Navadvipe Avatara तुम्हें नो को तो दिन ही न जाने नो को तो दिन ही न जाने तुम्हें नो को तो दिन ही न जाने कोरी लेना भव पारा देर प्रतिज्ञा राखी बार तारे रुक्म वर्ण विप्रसूता देर प्रतिज्ञा राखी बारे तारे रुक्म वर्ण विप्रसूता महाप्रभु नामे नदिया माताया महाप्रभु नामे नदियां माताया संगे भाई अवधूता नंद सुत जी ने चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम कोरी दाना चैतन्य गोसाई निज नाम करे दाना तारिलो जगत तुम्ही हो जाइया तारिलो जगत तुम्ही हो जाइया यो निज परित्राण से कथा सुनिया आशियाची नाथ तुम्हारा चरण तले आशियाची नाथ तुम्हारा चरण तले भक्ति विनोद कांदिया कांदिया भक्ति विनोद कांदिया कांदिया आपन कहीं नहीं बोले ए मनो दुर्मति संसार भीतरे पड़िया छिनु आमी तब निज जान कोनो महाजने तब निज जान कोनो महाजने पठाइया दिले तुम्ही पठाइया दिले तुम्ही Thank you very much for singing along. Jai Hari Bol. So we'll quickly read the translation of these 6 verses, which are very important from the devotees' eyes, and we will see the mood that Bhakti Vinod Thakur had, with the mood that he has written this prayer. So anybody would like to volunteer? Sunil Prabhu, first verse.
O Lord, I am very weak-minded and have fallen into this material world. But you have sent a great soul, your associate, to rescue me.
Yes. The second one.
He saw me so fallen bracket, took pity and came to me saying, "O humble soul, please listen to this good tidings, for it will gladden your heart."
The third one.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in Navadvip to deliver you. He has brought many humble souls just like you to the shore of ocean of material existence.
Next.
To fulfill the promise of the Vedas, the son of a Brahman bearing the name Mahapurusha of golden complexion had descended with his brother, the
Avadhut.
Advait Nityananda. Together, they had overwhelmed of all Naira with divine ecstasy.
That's Mahaprabhu. The next one.
Sri Chaitanya, who is Krishna himself, the son of Nanda, has saved the world by freely distributing his own holy name. So go also and receive your deliverance.
And the last bit.
Oh, hear those words of the Lord come within the soul of your spirit, and the soul is life.
Hari Bol. Thank you so much. So it's a very beautiful bhajan written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, glorifying Mahaprabhu. And who is Mahaprabhu? We see on the altar, he's Krishna himself, descended um, on earth in Navadvip, which is in West Bengal, to deliver the souls like us. Okay, so we'll just pay our obeisances to Mahaprabhu and pray that this lecture turns out to be like we learn something. And I really hope that we see this lecture as a collaborative session rather than me sitting here and doing the talk, because I'm also at the learning stage. So it will be very nice if we can just engage in this lecture. Yeah? All right. So before I begin, let's do Mangala Charan. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगना श्री ललिता श्री विशाखावतांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णवेष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिते नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी विचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यादि पाशातिदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवे नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। So whenever we see an act, any sort of act, a drama, a match, whatever our favorite hobbies that we have, we see an act and we see that we just see the act. We are not able to see the hard work that goes into, to pull that act together. Same thing is here. I'm sitting here, I'm just trying to present whatever I have been taught. There is no contributions to anything, any word that I say today. It is just pure mercy and blessings of my parents, my teachers, my gurujans, and Krishna himself that I'm sitting here and I'm doing this talk. So I really hope and pray that you all pray for me, that I say the right things at the right time, and that I'm able to serve you all very nicely today. So, Hari Bol. Right. So, I know that some of you, so this discourse is going to be on chapter 2. I will do a bit of a deep dive, and it is a big, big chapter. If those who have read Bhagavad Gita, they would know. So maybe I'll just divide this in part 1 and part 2. And just in case, if I will cover as much as this time permits, and in I will pick it up if I'm requested to deliver a talk again. I will pick it up as a part 2 from the rest of the topics if I do not touch that. So we saw that some of you might have attended a session that we did together on chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita, and we saw that the stage was set, right? The stage was set, but the character was in Pashopesh, very confused state. And now we'll start with the chapter 2. So, quick recap. 5 reasons Arjun was very motivated to fight the war, but then he felt dejected and he gave lot of, like, he started using his reasoning and he started giving a lot of logical reasons to Krishna that he doesn't want to fight the war, right? So, you have to jog your memory and quick 5 reasons he gave not to fight the war. What were those? Compassion, good. Yes? Yes. Fear, he was fearful of his sinful reactions. Good. Thank you. Thank you. The third one? Yes.
Lack of enjoyment.
Yes. Lack of enjoyment. He gave a reason that even if he wins the war, like who will he enjoy all those fortune that he's gathered? So, lack of enjoyment. What was the fourth one? It's destruction of dynasty and the consequences that will follow when the destruction is done. And basically 4 points are captured. And the fifth one is in the second chapter, which we'll see. But what was it? We discussed. Indecisiveness. He was just very bewildered. He did not know what action he needs to take. His mind was clouded. So, and then we move on to chapter 2. So, chapter 2 is a summary version of the main content of Bhagavad Gita. It is the succinct overview of the entire Gita's philosophy. Gita ka sar, it is said. Okay? And it is also called Sankhya Yoga. I think Prabhupada has written it is the summary, yes, summary of the Gita summarized. Yes, yes. So it's a summary version of whatever Krishna is going to speak in the entire of Bhagavad Gita. He just gives us a flavor of what are the topics he's going to touch. And it is called Sankhya Yoga because he's using a logical analysis to define who are we. He's giving a knowledge of ourselves, right? The real knowledge. So that is why it is called Sankhya Yoga, an analytical approach to learn about reality with knowledge and understanding, not whimsical, right? Not through imagination. So the Gita word itself, Gita, it's an acronym that can be used to understand what's chapter 2. So Gita, just as I said, it's a collaborative session. There's nothing, even if you're wrong, it's fine. We are all learning together. So we'll take a random guess. What do you think G stands for? Good try, but no, that's not. No, Guru. Who said that? Yes, good. Guru. G stands for Guru. So he touches this point, the importance of Guru. Yeah. Then we move on to I. What do you think I stands for? No. Yes. Good. So identity. From 11 to 30, he only talks about our real constitutional position. Who are we? And builds his knowledge on that topic. So identity. What's the third? Sorry, it's just 2. I have to, like, in this age of Kali Yuga, in this mastak fails. Might have, this mastak is mind. It fails you more often. So what do you have to use? Pustak, book, notebook. And now we are living in this digital age. This is my pustak for today. So I'm gonna, like, I have made notes that what I should be discussing, and I'll be referring to my notes a lot. It's a huge, huge topic. So, what was the T? What do you think T stands for? Mm. Yes, Mataji? No. Truth. I mean, it's the attribute I can say, but T stands for, sorry? Trust. No. So T stands for two dharma. Two dharma. What are two dharmas? There is one swadharma. Swadharma is the duties that we perform while we are there in this on this earth. The family duties, the social duties, right? And Sanatan Dharma, eternal duty. Who are we? What is our position? What is our connection with the Lord? That is our dharma. So there are two duties that he talks about. And what's the last one? A. So A guesses.
Atma.
Close enough? Yes, close enough. Unfortunately, no. But keep on trying. A is, I'll just say, Atma Rama. What's Atma Rama? Realize, self-realized souls. They do not really get perturbed with the two dualities of life that is inevitable. Yeah? So Atma Rama and Gita, this acronym Gita, we can just use this or remember this to, if somebody asks like what's there in chapter 2, we can just use this acronym to tell them that these are the four things that basically Krishna talks about in chapter 2. So, is there anything? Yeah. So we'll start with chapter 2. We see that Sanjay tells Dhritarashtra that seeing Arjun so despondent, so dejected, Krishna says the following words, and then Bhagwan starts speaking. So the first thing he does is he chastises Arjun, right? He says that how can such taint occur in your heart, right? तुम्हारे मन में कलमश आया कैसे? He says, and kalmash was impurity, like in your heart. How can it just arrive in your heart? If you are thinking that people will talk mighty of you, if you are thinking that they will say what a kind soul Arjun is, it's not going to happen, right? This will only lead to disreputation, right? People will say that what a coward who just refused to face two great warriors. Who are the great warriors I'm talking about?
Pitama and Dronacharya.
Yes. So that's all. And it will lead to disreputation, right? It is the word kalmasha is the impurity of the mind and the weakness of the heart that is making you do that. So, hey Pritha Putra. He addresses Arjun as Pritha Putra. He's reminding him of his lineage. Who was Pritha?
Pritha was a king.
Pritha Putra.
Pritha like Pandu.
Yes. Kunti. Kunti Maharani was Pritha. Actually, Kunti Maharani was born to Surasena. And then Surasena gave her up for adoption to Kunti Bhoj, King Kunti Bhoj. And that's the name that Pritha, Prince Pritha got as Kunti. She was given name Kunti. Right? So he's reminding him of his lineage, that you come in the lineage of Pritha. How can you decide not to war? It's your dharma, you are Kshatriya. So please do not succumb to this weakness of mind and heart. Now again Arjun starts using all his brain like us we do, right? And he's giving a lot more reasons not to fight the war. So he's saying that these men that you see, they are venerable, they are worshipable men, and they are such great men, great warriors. How can I strike back at them in the war? He's giving these reasons. And we saw in the chapter 1 that Dronacharya and Bhishmadev represented two qualities of this world. So we need to jog our memory again. What were those two qualities that we discussed? Bhishmadev represented what? And Dronacharya represented what?
Vishnu Vishnu is basically representing like he just bounded to an activity like he should not. Like he just give commitments to Duryodhan, uh, and even though he knows that he's bound, but now he's bound in such things, and he
No, the qualities we see in this material world that keeps a soul bound to this world. I'll say. So Bhishmadev represents the mundane relationships we have here. Okay, the material relationships we have, Bhishmadev is the representation of that. We are overly, or maybe less attached to our different relationships that we have in life, right? Our spouse, or maybe our friends, family, etc. Correct? And Dronacharya represents the mundane knowledge that we have here, the knowledge that we have gathered. I mean, I have 2 degrees. We are attached to those things. Attachment. So Dronacharya represents the attachments that we have of our knowledge, mundane knowledge that we have gathered. Okay. So that's why he's like, how can I just strike back at them? They are revered people, great warriors like that. So he's just suggesting, what? It is better to beg than to kill them. I can live on alms, but I do not want to fight. And these people are called, he refers, they are my Gurujan. Every fortune that I'm going to gather after winning this war will be stained with blood, right? He's giving again more examples of not to fight the battle. Now, Gurujan. We see these days that Guru word is thrown away like anything. Everybody is a guru, right? Fashion guru, love guru, marketing guru, different guru. I remember one thing that in one of my previous organizations, if somebody is onboarded to a new project or something, they were supposed to fill out a form, and that form had one section, skills. Okay, and you have to fill out your skills, you have to rank, and you have to give ranking to your skills. So there were 4 categories. So the first one was beginner, if you're a beginner in a particular skill, or if you're intermediate level, or if you're advanced. And what is the fourth option? Hands down, guru. Random guess. So I could be guru in anything, right? But that's not the meaning of guru. Okay? The guru, and also, so what does it mean? When I'm saying that I'm guru in a certain skill set, that means I'm an expert. It is synonymous to the word expert. Guru is also synonymous to teacher. People say, oh, he's my guru. But that means they are trying to say that he's my teacher. But that's not the real meaning of guru word. Guru is made of 2 syllables. Gu and Ru. Any guesses? What do you think Gu stands for or means?
go.
Who stands for dead?
Pardon?
Who stands for dead and who means to clean the dead?
Good. That's a good analogy. But yes. So Gu means yes, yes, these are different, I would say, explanations of what Guru does. What Guru does for us is what? He cleans the heart, right? He brings us to the light. So, Gu stands for hell. The literal meaning, if I say, Gu stands for hell or ignorance. And Ru stands for the one who delivers. So, the one who delivers us from the hellish life is Guru. The one who awakens our love for God is Guru. The one who rekindles our relationship with Krishna is Guru. Okay? Not the one who just doesn't follow the path of dharma, and then we have to abandon such gurus who does not help us develop that relationship, that love for God. Simple as that. Right? So he is just telling that these are Gurujan and I should not strike back. Now, furthermore, he says that, you know what, I am not even sure what is preferable, them killing us or us killing them. I am not really sure. Still, they are standing in front of us to fight this battle. So, the very famous 2.7 it reaches, and he just surrenders. So, 2.7 shloka, the turning point of Gita, where he has utilized his 99.9% of the brain, giving every possible or plausible explanation to Krishna, saying that, you know what, I can't do this, I can't carry on. So he finally surrenders, right? What is that shlok if anybody wants to recite? Go on.
Hare Krishna, I'm going to recite 2.7. Karpanyadosho bhata samama prichami tvam data samura chitta yachreyashani chidam rohitanme shishyasmiham shani bhava prapannam.
Please clap for her. Brilliant. We can learn from anybody, right? A kid. It's just that learning attitude should be there. And these are so wonderful kids. We just have our program, a kids program in Lucan, and I was just like they were. We had to marvel at them. They were so beautiful. How beautifully some of these children recited shloks. Wonderful, wonderful function. Next time you should come. It's a recommendation. So, Karpanya, we can all recite if that's okay. Or maybe it's a call and back response I can say. Karpanya dosho pahata swabhava pृच्छामि त्वां धर्म सम्मूढ़ चेता यत् श्रेयस्या निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्ते हम शाधि मां त्वं प्रपन्नम्. So what is he saying, Arjun? That Krishna, this is it. Now I am confused. I have lost all my composure because of the weakness of my heart. And in this condition, I am asking you, take me as your disciple. Right? I am surrendering unto you. Please instruct me what needs to be done. What is best for me? I am in your shelter. Right? So it is a lesson for all of us. What is the lesson Arjun is teaching here?
Ultimately, after using all your brain, you have to surrender into some spiritual master.
Okay.
Under confusion, just shelter.
Wow. So that's a good question, a good point. But the thing is, what led him to surrender?
Under a state of confusion.
Yes.
Doubt.
He realized that something is lacking in him, right? You don't meet people these days, or maybe us ourselves, even I'm talking about, sometimes we are so full of ourselves. right? We don't see any. Like if somebody is telling us something good, we might just reject that suggestion straightforward. Like no, because why? We're so full of ourselves. We do not see anything lacking in us, right? But that doesn't work. Like it's that unless and until we start recognizing that something is lacking in us, our spiritual life only cannot begin. If somebody is so full of themselves, they will never approach a guru, will they?
No.
And if you do not approach a guru, then how will your spiritual life start? So that's a lesson here that Arjun is teaching us to retrospect. Okay? And whom is he approaching? Krishna. What is Krishna is called Adi Guru, right? God is Guru himself. Krishna is the Adi Guru, right? So we have to really think, pause, and understand. Do we have the attitude of Arjun? Okay, that's a takeaway from here that we need to respect. Do we have the attitude of Arjun? Do we see what is lacking in us so that we can make some amendments towards our life, right? Now, even if you see in the material world, we all are working, somebody is doing business or whatever it is, we see that, oh, we need some sort of skill up, right, for ourselves. We need to learn certain skills. And what do? We do some certifications, we reach an instructor who can guide us. So even if like the most things in this life also requires guidance and instruction under a qualified teacher, correct? And spiritual discipline is no different. It also requires a guru. Somebody might say or argue that okay, everything is within us, right? God resides within us. I can be my own guru. People can say, right? But there's a very famous quote that the one who accepts himself as a guru accepts a fool for a disciple, right? So if I'm accepting myself as a guru, I am accepting a fool for a disciple, right? And we will expand more on this in our further in the further discourse. So the takeaway was, what was the takeaway here? It's surrender, yes. And we have to, or what is the activity that we needs to be? Retrospection. We have to think. Now, last bit. So he has used his 99.9% brain, and in 2.8, he uses his 100% of his brain with the final logic that he gives to Krishna. And he says that, you know what? I am unable to find a way which will help me curb this sadness. Even if I get a Nishkantak Rajya. Nishkantak Rajya means immaculate kingdom. Even if I get an immaculate kingdom, I don't think I will ever be able to get rid of this sadness that I am feeling. How ironic. He will get everything, right? But still he's saying that, you know what, I will still be sad, correct? So this teaches us something. What? I'm sorry, I've been so sick since past 1 week. I almost cancelled this lecture, so if I cough and everything, I really apologize in advance. Yes. What do we think? What is this situation? His last bit is teaching us. Yes, sort of. We cannot have everything. There is something or the other thing that will always be missing, right? If a person, if a person has name, wealth, fame, aristocracy, popularity, still he cannot escape the state of mourning, is what Arjun's situation is teaching us. That nothing is perfect. If someone has money or Lakshmi, he might not have a favorable spouse. If he has a favorable spouse, he might not have a favorable children. If they have a favorable children, then he might not have favorable job. If he has a job, he might not have good money. If the job, like something, the other thing is always there. And we can all feel it, isn't it? You see, we read the news that some of the big movie actors or big popular stars leave the world, in the most saddest way imaginable, right? Many examples are there. Michael Jackson is there, and you can hear the murmur in the background that people are saying, "Oh, okay, he died, but he had everything." Like if someone commits, if a many film stars or movie actors have committed suicide, the most sad way to go. But you can actually hear people say, like, why did he do that? He had everything, right? He had the name, the wealth, the popularity that people crave for. But what happened? Something, the other thing was missing, and they chose that path. So we have to really understand that this world is called, in Krishna, in Gita, he says, Dukhalayam Ashashvatam, the most famous two words in the devotee community. That is, the world is filled with misery and distress, and we cannot escape it. Right? We take birth after birth in this world to fulfill the desires. And what happens? It's never fulfilled. And subsequently, the distress also follows. Right? It never leaves us. Okay? So he that was the last nail in the coffin. He was like, done, okay, I've used 100% my brain, I've already surrendered. Now Krishna starts speaking. Excuse me. So Krishna starts speaking, and he starts with a smile in his face. He looks at Arjun and he's smiling. It's not like, haha, got you. No. It's a smile of knowledge. If a friend comes to us with their dilemmas or their problems, and we are listening to their problem and we are smiling. Why? Because his mind, the friend's mind might be clouded, but ours is not. We have the knowledge that will dispel whatever problems they think in their heart or mind is. Correct? So it's like smiling. Just like if when it starts to rain, I love Indian monsoons. So when it starts to rain, it gets very windy, a very beautiful, pleasant environment is created. And you can actually, there are drops of rain, you can smell the earth. It's called petrichor. And beautiful surrounding is created before. Similarly, the divine knowledge is about to pour. Yeah? And then Krishna is smiling, and the atmosphere is becoming blissful. Now Krishna starts, so Divya Gyan, transcendental knowledge, is about to begin. And as I said, what did I stood for in the acronym, in the identity? So from 11 shloka to 30, he will talk about identity of the knowledge of the self. So he says in 2.11, 2.12, and 2.13 that why are you sad? There was never a time when I was not there, when you were not there, when all these people gathered on this battlefield were not there. And there will never come a time where we all will cease to exist. We will become non-existent. There will never come a time. We'll all continue to exist. So we do not really go into oblivion, is what he's saying. Our existence, this physical body might not be there, but our existence as a soul will be there, is what Krishna teaches Arjun. The first thing, the knowledge of his real identity. Correct? And the analogy that he gives here is Just like this present body that we have, we were little as a baby, we went into teenagehood, we went into adulthood, but we remained the same as the person. So if I ask you, what's your name, sir? Deepak. So if I ask you what's your name, you told me Deepak. If I'll meet you or run into you 20 days after, you'll still say I am Deepak. 20 years later, Deepak, right? If we were little, if we were little, and if somebody came to us and said, oh, "What's your name, beta?" I was like, "I'm Bunty," right? So sorry, that's not the correct mimicry that a child of a child, right? It's like I'm Bunty, right? And if we meet him after 20 years as well, first of all, nobody is named Bunty in this class, right? So he'll still say, "My name is Bunty," because it doesn't change. He doesn't, as a person, he doesn't change. So that's the analogy he gives, that the person remains the same, and the soul, when he leaves the body, he takes another body, right? Um, a person who has the knowledge of this, they never gets bewildered. They remain, they're unperturbed, right? That's the thing. So what is highlighted here? What is highlighted here? The nature, the eternal nature of the soul is highlighted here. That we are all eternals. He starts with, we are eternals. There was never a time when you were not there, or I was not there, or all these people gathered were not there. So, the person who, what were the two dharmas that I, and Sanatan Dharma. So, that's the quality, a realized soul is have those two qualities. They are not disturbed, is what he is saying. Now, the other analogy that he gives is that just like the seasons change, the cycle of happiness and distress, it goes on in the similar way in this world. And we should develop this quality to tolerate both of them. Okay? The, the we can see the dualities, right? The profit, the loss, the troughs, the crests, the hills and the valleys, the good, the bad. It will always be there. The cycle of this happiness and distress will always be there. But what do we need to do? We need to develop, reach to a position where it doesn't really affect us in the real world also. And he says that those whoever possess this quality is eligible for liberation. Okay, he says that. Now, in this world also, we can see that the person who gets really easily affected by um, any dual circumstances is not really able to focus, right? What is affected here? Mind. If I achieve anything, if I did a wonderful task and I achieved a victory in that task, I am celebrating, I am jubilant. People open champagne bottles, correct? Clink, 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 right? They're celebrating. And as soon as something happens which is doesn't really go their way, what happens? Again, some kind of bottle is opened, right? They're sad, they're morose. How can such person really focus in life? It is very easy to lose the focus, right? If that happens to us, we find that our well-wishers pushes us like, you will get over this, you will get over this, so that our focus remains on our goal. So what is the takeaway here? Yes, it's temporary. This shall too pass. That's something that we should like paint over of our walls. That if there is a state of happiness, what happens? This will pass. If there's a state of, and we should focus more when there is a state of sadness. That what will happen? What we should remind of us of? This shall too pass. That's the happiness and the distress. The cycle will go on, is what Krishna is telling us. So we have to remain focused. Yes. So he starts talking more about the soul, that the one who believes that the soul can be killed or soul can kill, both are ignorant. I can kill you? No. The body can be. But can I kill the soul? He says no. Neither the soul can be killed nor someone can kill it. Like, is it, am I making sense? Yeah? Yes. So he says that it's since the soul cannot be killed, like it neither kills nor is killed. And he goes on to 2.20, and it is also one of the most famous shlok of Bhagavad Gita. He says the nature of the soul, that soul is, who takes Manu Prabhu's class and Abhay Giraj Prabhu's class? Raise your hands. Only two people. Somebody. So more answers, and Manu Prabhu, you have to like look the students. Yes, so 2.20, that he says, Na jayate mriyate va kadachin nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. What does it mean? Do you take test also, Manu Prabhu? No. No, you have to take tests of your students. No, yes.
Basically, it says that as a creative operation means the soul was not created, didn't come into being, is into being, and will always be. And it is the oldest, Ajo Nityam, eternal, Shashvatoyam, Purana, the Hanyati Hanyamani. It is not slain when the body is slain.
Yes, one clapper. Give that to him. Yes, soul is eternal. What's eternal? Eternal is something which is not born. So soul is eternal. It's unborn. There is no birth or death for a soul, and it's ever is existing, and it's primeval. Primeval is existing since the beginning of the time. Okay. So when this body gets destroyed, does the soul also get destroyed? No. Soul is not slain. In the purport, Prabhupada writes about there is a similar kind of shlok in from Katha Upanishad, and there is only one difference. It has the same meaning as the Bhagavad Gita shlok, but there is one word that is different, and it says Na jayate mriyate va vipaschin. So vipaschin is the word which is different. It comes from the root word vipaschit. And so it's like na jayate mriyate va vipaschin nayam kutaschin na bhabuva kaschit ajo nitya shashvato yam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. And the meaning of the purport of this verse is the same as Bhagavad Gita. What is the difference here? The one word, vipaschit. And vipaschit means, and Prabhupada writes, it means learned or with knowledge. And there are two lines that I would like to read. He says that the soul is full of knowledge, vipaschit. It's full of knowledge. It's always full of consciousness. Okay? Therefore, consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Even if one does not find the soul within the heart, where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of consciousness. The two very beautiful lines about the soul. What does it mean? What does it say? Where is the soul situated? Yes, in the region of the heart. That's the knowledge we get it from there. Now, are we able to see the soul? No, we cannot see the soul. But we still know that the presence of something is there. Some sort of consciousness is there which is running this body. If we see, if someone passes on, what happens? We say that, oh, he left. But I can still see the person lying there, right? So who left? What left? The soul left. Even if we are not able to see it with our own eyes, we can actually know by its presence that if something was there that is now not there, which is making this body immovable, right? Just an example Prabhupada writes in the purport that like it's bright and sunny today, but on the cloudy days, we do not see the sun physically, do we? No. But we know that it's a daytime. How? Yes, light is there. We might not physically see the sun, but light is there. And we know it's a daytime, it's time to go to work, etc., etc. Similarly, we cannot see the soul, but we know that the consciousness is there, right? Quality of the soul, which is running this body. Okay? It's funny. We know we are learning that we are eternals. If somebody asks, okay, how old are you? We might say, oh, we are 25 years old. But we are 25 years old in this body, right? In this body, we might be 25 years, 26 years, or whatever is the age. But we are unborn, right? So Krishna says that, hey Parth, when one is aware of such qualities of a soul, such as immutable, eternal, how can you claim that he can kill or get killed? Okay? And then Krishna explains this with the analogy of clothes. We buy new clothes, we throw out the worn out clothes. Similarly, the soul gets a new body. When it gets old, discards it and accepts another new body. That's the analogy Krishna gives. Now, 2.23. Another very famous shlok, which tells more about the nature of the soul. And he says, Nainam chindati shastrani. You want to say? It's one of my favorite. Do you want to recite? Nainam chindati shastrani. Nainam dahati pavakaha. Na chainam kledayantyapo. Na shoshati marutaha. Very, very famous shlok again, which tells us more about the nature of the soul. And if anybody wants to remember, they can. So he says that the soul can never be cut to pieces by any weapon. Nainam chindati shastrani. Weapon. The soul can never be killed by any weapon. Nor nainam dahati pavakaha, nor burned by fire. Na chainam kledayantyapo, nor moistened by water. And then na shoshati marutaha, not withered by the wind. Let's take 2 minutes to contemplate on this. That the knowledge that we are souls, it sets us free, right? It makes us fearless. And this is something worth hearing again and again and again, isn't it? As soon as we listen to this knowledge of Atma, we gain confidence, right? No motivational speaker speaks about this. Correct? No one gives the knowledge of Atma, ever. Have you heard any motivational speaker talk about it? Have we?
No.
Wake up. Yes, no. So how do we get motivation in life in general? How do we feel motivated? Desires, yes. Reward, yes. Purpose, yes. Same thing. A goal or something like that. What else can motivate us? Raise of hands. Do not need to think from a spiritual perspective. What motivates you? Results? Results, yes. What else? Reason to do something. Interests, yes. Interests motivate us. Looks like a bunch of people, demotivated people sitting in this class. Have we lost all motivation in life? My question would be, what motivated you to come to the temple today? Don't say. I was going to say, do not say prasadam. Apart from prasadam, what motivated you to be here to spend your afternoon in the presence of devotees? Devotional service, very good, Prabhuji. Kirtan, very good. Learning, yes, very good. Experiences, happiness, yes, Madam Prabhu. What? Yes, yes, Hari Bol. What else? Hari Katha, brilliant. So at least something motivated you to be here. That's my favorite answer. Brilliant. We had nothing to do, so we are here. No, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm talking about Gitanshri probably. Right. So in general, a lot of good answers. But how do we get motivated? How do we gain confidence? When we have the knowledge, right? If you enter into an interview room and you're sitting there like a potato, will they hire you? No. They'll be like, that's the door. Out your way. But when we enter with the knowledge, you know what you're talking about. What happens? Confidence is there. Maybe a job offer letter at the end. Yeah? So here Bhagwan is boosting the knowledge of Arjun. He was dejected, right? He was sad. Oh my God, I didn't realize the time. He was sad and dejected, and then what happened? He was boosting his knowledge, his confidence, by telling him of his real identity. He's associating himself with the body, right? That they'll be killed, I'll be killed, like that. So he's real, and that's how Arjun is. He's trying to motivate Arjun. How glorious is this? So what needs to be done here? We need to really, really think that, oh my God, wow, we are souls, but not this body. It makes us what? Fearless. We're not gonna, even if things do not go our way, even if we are not there or there, we are eternals to begin with, right? So that's what it is. And then he goes more on to telling more about the soul. The soul is, he says, it's unbreakable, it's insoluble, it's incombustible. It can neither be dampened nor dried. It is everlasting in all places, unalterable, immutable, etc. The same kind of description is given about the soul, right? He's just emphasizing more. He's saying he has used the word avikari, like it doesn't really mutate. It's not like that soul was a milk, it became a curd. No. That soul did some kind of tapasya or some kind of meditation, and then the Atma became Paramatma. No. Right? Paramatma is what? What is Paramatma? Super soul. Is the expansion of Krishna. Okay? So, it is not like that. It is not like that a human was bit by a spider and then he became Spider-Man. No. Right? Soul is never changing, is what says. And what is he saying? So we see that we talked the similar kind of words. It was 23, this is 24. And we see that the point about immortality of the soul is being driven home from here, right? Krishna is just kind of repeating himself. And what is this quality of Krishna that we see? Is he a good teacher? We have to say yes. He's a good teacher. He's trying, he's just emphasizing on the point he made in 23, again in 24. Because what happens is that just to impart knowledge is not enough. I can give you two sort of knowledge, but will that help you? I have to make sure that it sinks to the bottom of your heart. The important point, the teacher likes to repeat himself. It is in Sanskrit, it is called punarukti or repetition. And Krishna has used this tool of repetition again and again in Bhagavad Gita just to make sure that his disciple Arjun captures the important points properly. Right? So again, he talks about the soul. I don't want to. Should I continue for like 5-10 minutes more? Yeah, okay. All right. So then on in 2.25, more attributes of the soul is being described. That the soul is spoken as invisible, inconceivable, unchangeable. Again, he's just kind of emphasizing on the same thing that we just went through. And knowing this, he's telling Arjun that you know this now. Do not grieve for the body. The soul was, the soul is, and the soul will be. Okay? And again, the beautiful points made by Srila Prabhupada, and in the purport, he writes that being subtler than the material energy, the soul is also inconceivable to our intellect. What is the meaning of subtler or subtle?
Small, not obvious.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Beyond our senses.
Beyond our sense. Something that cannot be really easily described is what subtle is. So being subtler than the material energy, the soul is inconceivable to our intellect. The Kathopanishad says that Indriyebhya para hayartha arthebhyascha param manaha manastu para buddhir buddhiretatma mahan paraha. And the meaning that Prabhupada writes, it's beyond the senses are the objects of the senses. Subtler than the objects of the senses is the mind. Beyond the mind is the intellect, and the subtler than the intellect is the soul. The material intellect can only comprehend material concepts. We have material bodies. In our material bodies, we can only understand, we have a limitation to understand few things, and we can only understand what? Material concepts, but can never reach the divine soul by the power of its contemplation. No matter how hard we try with all our might, will we be able to conceive within mind what is God, what is a soul, what is our relationship? Will we be able to do that? No. And then what needs to be done here? He writes, as a result, the knowledge of the self requires external sources. And what are those external sources? Correct. Scriptures and Guru is what they say. So he's like, I think it's kind of a heavy dose for today. Maybe I'll cut short. Yeah, it is. So if I am requested again to deliver lecture, I'll start from part 2. That we will see that how Arjun is again. Gita is a question and an answer, isn't it? Such a beautiful way of learning something. And he's like, okay, you are saying that soul. What if Arjun is saying that what if it is not born, or it takes born and then it dies? that kind of philosophy. There are different branches of philosophy, and we'll dig into that later. So that it is one. Yes, Prabhu.
So just one question, because you explained that very, very well. Actually, kind of found it very inspiring and encouraging, and it's great just what we're talking about here. And what is it sometimes when we're not here and we go off, and sometimes we don't have that surety about the soul, who we are. Why does that happen? What is it?
Why do we? Sorry.
Why is it like Renette? You're explaining this very, very nicely now, and I feel very, very encouraged. But when but actually when I go away, or I might go do something else, and then suddenly I kind of doubt that I start becoming a bit like Arjuna, as you're saying again. Why does that happen? Well, why does the knowledge not stay all the time, and then I'm fine and I don't have to worry about it anymore? What is it that's
Because I will try to answer this as per the knowledge, but any of the senior Vaishnav devotees who are sitting here, feel free to jump in and add any points. So first thing I think, Prabhuji, is the practice. Is the we know that later on Arjun says that my mind is flickering. How can I do such type of meditations, strict meditations? I have such a flickering mind. And then Krishna himself said, practice, right? Practice makes a man perfect. There will be time, of course, that we'll feel dejected, we'll feel despondent, we would not want to continue, but we have to just remind ourselves of the goal. The vision of the goal is very important in achieving everything, from the material perspective as well, or from the spiritual perspective as well. If we see our goal clearly, we can see our goal clearly, we are more focused. And then we touched this point that the dualities of life will continue to occur throughout our life. But the one who tries to or practices to remain calm can focus, and then only he'll be able to achieve anything, is what Krishna says. Anybody wants to add anything to this? What Manu Prabhu? Yes, Prabhuji. And seeking help also. In general, if we are in doubt, we should not keep it to ourselves. We should ask questions, because Gita is all about asking questions and answering questions. So if you have doubt, yes, I will. The ball is in your court. I'll open the floor for a few Q&As, and then we'll start with the next part of the program. Yes, Prabhuji, sorry.
I just wanted to add that though no one is there, the soul was never born, it was always there. Which means that soul is nothing but a kind of an energy. Okay. So when you are doing something, it means you are also in the influence of other souls which are around us. And these are also an energy, which could be a positive energy or it could be a negative energy. This is the reason there was two parts. The people were standing, one people standing with the Duryodhan, with all souls, they think likewise. And the all souls who are positive, things on the Arjun side or the Krishna side. These all are energies. So they influence each other. So when we do a different act in a different situation, it means you are influenced by other souls who are around us. This is what is happening to everyone.
And that's the you have kind of touched on the power of association. If I want to achieve some kind of goal, what do? I try to talk to people who has walked on the same path, isn't it? I'm not going to talk to if I'm interested in, suppose, civil engineering, I will talk to people who are from civil engineering background, right? So it is very important who do we associate with. Yes, good. Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody else? It's a very, very heavy topic. I have to agree, but it's also a very interesting chapter. Like, I think it's one of my most favorite chapters of Bhagavad Gita, because if I'm not in the mood to like go through all the chapters, chapter 2 just gives me, and everybody should read chapter 2, I would say. Perfect. If yes, Prabhuji.
Like why people are doing their dharma, like swadharma, why they are liking to doing that those things.
Everything runs on some kind of rules and principles. Otherwise, there will be chaos. Even if we are driving on the road, and if we think that if there are no guidelines, what will happen? I'm struggling so hard to. I have a test, driving test, and I think everybody can relate to this. So if I am not given a guideline, what will happen? Chaos will happen on the road. Bhagavad Gita is a manual for life, and there are two dharmas, duties that we need to perform, is what Krishna is telling us. If we do not oblige to that, then chaos will happen. That's why. Does that answer? Yes, thank you. Yes. So Swadharma is the duty that we perform while we are here on this earth. The family duties are there. If you have children, you have to look after them. You have social responsibilities. You have to give back to the society. You have to do some noble cause, participate in the noble causes, philanthropy, etc., etc. Swadharma. And Sanatan Dharma is what you are doing for the soul that is residing inside you, right? Your relationship, you're rekindling your relationship with God. You're doing your sadhana. So that it's a conditioned form of life, is what Krishna is telling us, right? And he wants us to like leave this world, eject, correct? So we have to, in order to achieve that, Sanatan Dharma is performed. It's a good question actually. Last bit I'll add, I'm just conscious of the time. One may definitely question that if soul is everything, what is the purpose of being here in this body? What are we doing? But our Shastra says that, it's a conditioned form of life, and we have a purpose that we have been given. They're very beautiful two lines, and I would like to sing that. It's in Hindi, and I'll translate that. अति दुर्लभ मनुज देह सहज ही में पाई, मूरखर जो राम भूल, मूरखर जो राम भूल, विषयन मन लागी रे राम राम, राम भजो राही, राम राम, राम भजो राही, राम भजन बिन जन्म सदा दुखदाई रे, राम राम, राम भजो राही. So everybody tells you that ati durlabh means yes, extremely rare opportunity we all have got when we got this human body, right? It's a tool. No, those are two different things, Mataji. Swadharma is what you do here. Anybody want to expand on this from the Shastra perspective? Yes. Oh, sorry. Yes, Prabhuji. That's the Sanat. Yes.
Doesn't mean that they charge 10 or more. Whatever you eat and watch, whatever you do is a dharma.
Yeah.
So that's what we should abandon all those dharma. Just surrender to Him. It will deliver you from all sinful activities to not fear.
That's the Sanatan Dharma. Hari Bol. Sorry, sorry for taking your going overboard. We did start the lecture late, Prabhuji. All right. So thank you, everybody. Last note is that a footnote is that if I made any mistake, I really, really hope that you can apologize. You can forgive me in your heart, and I apologize. And thank you, everybody, for coming here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Panchatattva ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Shyamala, for precisely explaining the second chapter of Bhagavad and very much explain the concept of soul and the role of Guru and scripture and the meaning of really the background meaning of Gita. So we would like to appreciate Shyamala by 3 times loudly chanting Hari Bol. So yeah. Hari Bol.
Abhishek Prabhu ki jai.
Now our next program is Nora. So we will join his
Can't feel my legs. Hare Krishna.
It's like food for soul before food for body. Hari Bol.
एक सेकंड
कहाँ लेके आए? कहाँ लेके आए?
Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Very nice experience. And Sanatan the soil, the Ganesha store.
टूटा हुआ है
सेकंड बाहर से यहाँ बस उधर से निकल जाएगी यहाँ से
ये इसके ऊपर रख देता हूँ
निकल लेके आना पंचतत्व की जय की जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव की जय
Shiva Jaya, Jaya Gora Jaya, Arotika Soba. Jana Beta Baba.
Thank Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasaya, Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti, Vedanta, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Raja Govinda, Raja Govinda, Raja Govinda, Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Jaya Radha Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya 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 Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ke Iskcon Dublin Srila Prabhupada Ke Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ke Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ke Premsika Ho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ke Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ke Vrindavan Dham Ke Mayapur Dham Ke Jagannath Puri Dham Ke Jamuna Maya Ki Ganga Maya Ki Tulsi Devi Ki Bhakti Devi Ki Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ke Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ke Vihat Madam Transcendental Bhakti Shivlishan Ke Iskcon Ireland Ke Gaur Premanande Glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to Shishi Guru Gauranga. Hare Krishna.
Everybody can be seated for announcements and then Narsingh Bharati. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So give it a big Hari Bol for the wonderful Kirtan for His Grace Manavaji. Hari Bol! On behalf of Iskcon Dublin, I would like to welcome you all, especially those who are coming here for the first time or who are the new ones. So give it a big Hari Bol for all of you. Hari Bol! We would like to thank our today's speaker, Shama Mataji, for her wonderful class. Maybe practically, she told some practical examples for all of us. Also, I would like to thank our today's Prasad sponsor, Sanjeev Sarkar Prabhu, and his wife Mataji. And we would like to thank Abhay Giriraj Prabhu, Lakshmi Bhagwati Mataji, and whole every Sunday we have this Sunday feast program, and devotees come here, volunteer here for different kinds of services. They cook prasad, they help in arranging prasad, they help in cleaning and other stuff. If you want to be a part of volunteer group, you can contact us. Also, if you would like to sponsor feast for any of the Sunday on occasion of your birthday or any event, or you want to just donate for this wonderful prasad, you are welcome. You can contact us. We have quite a few announcements. First, we would like to thank our Little Krishna group and the organizers. They organized last Sunday because last Sunday we hadn't had this Sunday Love Feast program because of that Little Krishna Club annual celebration. That was a great success and very nice event. Those who attended that maybe they know already. But we would like to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra for all of the devotees and for all the kids who participated in front of Panchatattva so that Panchatattva will give blessings to all of them so that they will always be remain in Krishna consciousness. Let's say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Also, I would like to request you all today in the era of social media, we all are present on social media channels. Iskcon Dublin is also present on most of the social medias on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. I think most of everywhere, which are popular. So if you upload any story or any post, I suggest you can you can collaborate with us, you can tag us, and most probably we can also reshare your stories and post if it is related to temple or the programs. So that can enhance the reach. Those who are interested in all such programs, they can also connect, they can also come, and they can also know about all these events. Hare Krishna. So next week we are celebrating Advaita Acharya's appearance day on Thursday. Thursday, right? Thursday we will be having celebration in the evening. More details can be followed in our WhatsApp group. If you are not part of the WhatsApp group, you can just scan the QR code which is displayed outside on the gallery, and you can just be a part of that group for all the event updates and everything. For next week, we are having a very special celebration of appearance day of Nityanand Prabhu. Nityanand Prabhu is the incarnation of Lord Balram himself. We can see in front. In the middle, we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is the incarnation of Radha Krishna. Say Krishna, say God, say Jagannath. The one who is God is Krishna and Jagannath himself, non-different. In the left hand side, we have Nityanand Prabhu. Nityanand Prabhu is Balram. Balram Hoilo Nitai. So Balram came as Nityanand Prabhu. So we will be celebrating Nityanand Prabhu's appearance day next week. So Jai Nitai. And left of the Nityanand Prabhu, right of the Nityanand Prabhu, left of ours is the Advaita Acharya. So we will be celebrating his appearance day next week, and the following week we will be celebrating Nityanand Prabhu's appearance day. So for Nityanand Prabhu's appearance day, we will be going
on next Sunday, that will be 25th of February, to Inishrat Island, that is Hare Krishna Islands in County Fermanagh. There will be a special program for Nityanand Prabhu's appearance day. But before that, we will be celebrating during the week here as well. More details will be followed in the group. And those who want to join us in the bus to go to Inishrat Island, they can also contact us. We will be sharing more details soon in the WhatsApp group. So don't forget to join the WhatsApp group. Yeah, so that's all from my side for the for the announcements. Just one more announcement: we will be having prasad in the restaurant, Govinda's restaurant. Govinda's restaurant is part of Iskcon. It's Iskcon itself. It's a part of temple. Govinda's restaurant is also an extended temple. So we should take care of the cleanliness in the restaurant. It's not a normal restaurant that we will just go there, act and behave like a restaurant, just like a public restaurant. No, it's an extended temple. So we should be taking care of the cleanliness. We are eating, we will be eating, and then we have to throw all things like leftovers or the plates or the spoons at the respective bins only. Please help us for maintaining the cleanliness. Hare Krishna. And then I would like to request. Yeah, so we should avoid wasting any kind of food because it's a prasad. Prasad is Krishna himself. Prasad and Krishna is not different. So we should take what we can finish. So I would like to request our temple president, is Manu Prabhu, to introduce you all with our new temple project, which we are currently working on. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everybody. We are trying to kind of extend our reach in Ireland, especially in Dublin, because obviously you can see that our facilities are great, but they're kind of limited in a sense. But we have them. We're coming in the following our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and one of the things that he wanted was a kind of he wanted looking after Mother Nature, the whole ecos kind of system of things that are there, and also looking after the cows, because they're very special, extremely special, because Shama in the class was explaining about all the mood that's needed to be there to actually understand this philosophy. It's not just that it's a thing that you can just go into a book place and learn it and totally understand and that's it. No, this is much deeper. The whole spiritual life is much deeper. And Srila Prabhupada has given us an incredible opportunity here in Dublin. Actually, practically like nowhere else I can see in Europe anyway. To set up a new project outside Dublin, which will reflect those incredible ideals that Srila Prabhupada wanted to bring into society in general. It looks like that we will get the cooperation of some of the council members in the place we're looking. I won't say the place yet, but I'll just say it's in Fingal, which is it's only about 29 minutes drive from here. Now, there's no guarantee that we will get this place because it's a whole kind of a bidding, trying to get, where there's different competition trying to stop us heading. And we're also trying to raise funds for it. We've got quite a considerable amount actually raised, and we're being given help by our sister temple in London, Bhaktivedanta Manor. But it's still, as they say in sport, it's all to play for. We could lose it or we could get it. We don't know. It's coming a little bit early for us. We're hoping to try it next year. But this is an incredible piece of land because there's 20 acres of the top quality land in Dublin. And then there's also about 8 acres of forestry. But on top of that, there's also an old building was there. So there's actually planning for a major, which we're hoping to turn into a major temple. We have the backing of some of the top architects in Dublin, and we met some recent devotees who are also architects in that particular area as well. So we're going to push really, really hard to get this. We need everybody's prayer. Everyone should pray if we can, so that we can get some amazing facilities. Like at the moment, we're hiring facilities for that wonderful program last week with the children was fantastic. And it's also for Janmashtami, we were hiring Orla House. But we really, really want to place ourselves. And we want a place where we can all perform seva. When Shama was asking the question, motivation for coming here, and okay, some of it is prasadam, which is good because that's, and I said happiness, but it's not actually our happiness, it's actually, it's the happiness of our wonderful divine Srila Prabhupada. And in the whole parampara, it's something we're trying to please Krishna because it gets away from that selfish mood which we have, where we're trying to be happy for ourselves. But actually that doesn't bring us happiness. We can only be really, really happy if we actually can serve somebody else, if we can try to make others happy. So this is a great opportunity for all of us to make an incredible impression in the lives of people in Dublin and in Ireland today. And it's going to take a lot of work. So there's going to be a lot of seva or service, selfless service for us to perform. And I know I'm particularly into the whole eco side of things, so I've got lots of land there to try to develop. So I'd really, really love to get some help on that. But there's also an incredible temple to be developed there, because there's a good possibility we might be able to get something really custom made, something that we really want ourselves. But there's a lot of negotiating. It's going to take maybe it's going to take 4 or 5 years for us to really get it. But we can start on the land straight away. That's provided we can get this. So ultimately, Krishna is the controller. God knows if we're going to get it. All we can do is try our very, very best, to get it. Okay, there's this Svadharma means that we need Lakshmi as well to get it, So these are things which we can get involved in. Sudarshan Prabhu is he's arranging himself, Yash and Sugati Prabhu. Of course, Sugati is very much involved in keeping this whole project kind of on track. And it's something that we talked about when we were over in Orla House the last time. We actually did have Radha Krishna deities here at one point, and they left in 1983, but we want to have them back. But as Madhvi Mataji says, it is a lot to actually worship Krishna. It's not easy. I discovered that 40 years after they left, I'm still waiting, So it means that everyone needs to really become very Krishna conscious, chant very strongly, read deeply into the scriptures, because that will give us the strength to do these things. So many difficulties are going to happen. An old mentor of mine, Tribhuvanatha Prabhu, used to say that when you're doing something really important in this material world for Krishna, you're going to get a lot of opposition, because we're playing in the kingdom of Maya. I think some people know what that means. But it means we're going against the grain. We're going against the faithless society in that sense. And I was saying that not from any judgmental point of view, but it is a fact that the society isn't totally geared up not to be spiritual. But what we're trying to do is spiritual, so we may get some opposition. But we're not, regardless, like in the quotation today, Matra Svarshas Tukantaya, Sitoshna Sukhatukata, Agamapain Onityas, Tamsatiksha Bharata. So we will get happiness and distress, but we have to be solid. We have to be very strong to see can we do this. But it's a great opportunity. It's a wonderful opportunity. I think once you get into it, you're going to just absolutely be so delighted. It's going to be something which would be, everyone here will feel totally elevated when they're serving to get this on the way. So again, I'm downstairs. Anyone wants to know, we put it in the tomorrow, how you can help from the financial point of view, but we need lots of organizational point of view as well from that point. So everyone who can get involved, please do, on so many different levels. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you for hearing. Hare Bol. So now we're going to have the last kirtan will be in the Namaste prayers. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
So sorry, I would like to announce one more thing which I forgot. Many of us bring offerings for our deities, and that's a part of culture, and that's really very appreciable for all those who are bringing some offerings for our deities, for our lordships. But we are concerned of few things. Last week, somebody donated so many grains and the lentils, rice, and many stuff and it must be very costly as well. But they left outside the temple door on the street. So we have to think where we are offering and how we are offering, because we are offering to the Lord, to the deities. So second thing is, whatsoever we are bringing, we have to read the ingredients what we are bringing. We request you, if you are bringing anything, just bring dry things like some fruits, flowers, dry fruits, rice, lentils, ghee. This is like suggested things. But still, if you want to bring some sweet or something, just read what you are bringing, because many of the sweets, even Indian sweets, they contain eggs here, because they come from either UK or from some other countries, not from India, and they use eggs in them. So maybe they don't prepare it in the traditional way, maybe they prepare in their own way. So we have to check, because you are investing your money, your Lakshmi, and we are not able to offer it to the Lord. So better is to bring dry things. What are these things? I will repeat: flowers, fruits, rice, lentils, dry fruits, that you can bring. And because they all contain some expiry date, some manufacturing date, something. So here also we can only use all those food stuff which is having some expiry date and manufacturing date as per the food safety guidelines. Sometimes we have to throw things, and it really doesn't feel good to throw all those things which are like offered for offering, and we are not able to offer. Okay, Hare Krishna, we will move towards the Aarti.
Jaya Narasimha, Jaya Jaya Narasimha. Ugram Viram Mahavishnu. Jalanto Sarvato Mukta.
Jalanto Sarvato Mukta.
Narasimha Bhishama Bhadra.
Narasimha Bhishama Bhadra.
Murtyo Murtyo Namame Aha.
Mrityo Mrityo Namaha.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Bolo Krishna Madhita Nara Hare Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Bolo Krishna Hare Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Narasimhadev, Jayo Narasimhadev, Narasimhadev, Jayo Narasimhadev. Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj. Jayo Gauranika, Jayo Gauranika, Gauranika, Jayo Gauranika. Nitai Gaura Hari Go, Hari Go, Nitai Gaura Hari Go, Nitai Gaura Hari Go, Hari Go. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Shri Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki, Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Sita Premanande.
हरि बोल महाप्रसादे गोविंदे नाम ब्राह्मणे वैष्णवे सर्वपुण्यं वतं राजन् विश्वासुनैव जायते शरीरा विद्याचा जडेन्द्रियाचा जीवते सागरे दायामध्ये जीवाते दोघो माया सुगंधते सागरे दाणे संसारे कृष्ण बरो दयामाय हरी बारे जीवन सप्रदाने निरोबाय तेरे नाम गाओ राधा कृष्ण गाओ प्रेरणा पुरुष चैतन्य निताय जय निमाय जय निताय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवाचार्य गौर भक्तवृंद Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mahaprasadam ki
Jayanando Yashoda Dulal, Giridhara Hari Gopal. Jayananda Yashoda Dulal, Giridhara Hari. Prasad na, prasad na ini. Prasad शुरू हो गया है नीचे. Those who want to take prasad, we can have prasad.
आप कैसे कर